But, being able to actually help people get to where they want to be, very exciting. And I think, we all have that kind of worry in sales to be like, I know it sounds cliche, but I really want to help. It's the same, I guess, with any sales. Is there's a bunch of people out there ruining our name because they're just slamming phone calls, they're sending out shite. I get 30 or 40 pitches a week from people selling me social media. And I'm like, just read. I mean, they're not bad. They do my no. Yeah. But I'm like, look what I do. Just take 10 minutes and look what I do. Even if you read my description, it says on the bottom, do not connect and pitch because I won't work with you, even if you're great, right? Just try and build a relationship. I say it at the bottom of the description, but you'd have to click see more and read this freaking thing before you message me, right? But that seems to be.
I like it when you get the emails and saying hi, and it's like in brackets, first name.
Hi, hi, Ludgrove. That's my favorite. Hi, Ludgrove. Yeah. I'm like, wait. I mean, I
first name
like
here.
Yeah, I liked it when they called his surname. That was cool, but I don't know. No, but I do think anyone in sales has the predisposition to be like, I know it sounds corny, but I want to help. But that's actually the different sides of people. So while Tom is changing his battery pack, I'm guessing that by the thing, Mr. Mason's going to flip me to a one shot. Skadooshka. It's going to happen any second, like gravy. And then we're just going to talk about sales for a little second while Tom pulls his finger out. So if you are trying to get work out there at the moment, you don't have to become a salesman, right? You don't have to be a salesperson. You don't have to start pushing out leads and contacting people and smiling while you dial and, ABC, all that kind of stuff. But you do have to think about the relationship that's going to happen, right? You're going to be in a relationship with these people that you're working with for the next, who knows how long, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. If you find a good job, that's hopefully how long it'll be. So starting that relationship early is not a bad thing, right? Starting that conversation. And as Tom was saying, messaging someone who's in the team. From every business I ever worked in, the recent recruitment we'd just done, we're looking for video editors. If a video editor had messaged one of our video editors or one of our creative producers and said, hey, what's it like to work there? Is Jay really that handsy? I am. And for any of the podcast listeners, I'm waving my hands around. I'm not handsy anyway. But if someone had messaged and asked that and actually had a conversation with someone who worked here, top of the pile. Like they would have always been in conversation because we would have just said, well, I don't know, like, what about, like, they've already said hello. We know them because everybody else is just like a piece of paper right now. I don't have anything. We do a little stalking. We check people's LinkedIn's out. We check out Instagram, see if, they're very professional one side and not on the other. But you still can't get a proper vibe from someone unless they're going to reach out and say it to you. And if you think over 5 jobs where we've had 700-800 applications for that, it's very, very hard. It's very hard not to become kind of snowblind. It's very hard not to just like woods for the trees, don't know what's happening anymore. I just see CVs after CVs. Me and Tony, when we're going through this recruitment drive, was literally times when I'm like, oh, Jane, is Jane the one with the great reel? And he'd be like, no, which reel? I'm like, the post office thing. Like, oh, no, that was Billy. And I'm like, okay, Billy. So who was Jane? Jane's the one who lives locally and got in touch. Like, okay, cool. And that conversation would carry on. So as much as you can keep that relationship from, or start that relationship early, you're just going to give you more longevity. Now, from the magic of television, we're going to slide back into not just having me rant at you, but also the wonderful Mr. Thomas Woodhams. That way.
Sorry, I'm now using my phone because unfortunately someone's taken my batteries. So I just have to be hello.
No worries, these things happen.
From here.
It's good because we couldn't see your tats properly earlier.
Oh no, okay. I don't like one of them things. Look like an MMA fighter.
That's right. I literally just had an MMA fighter on the show, like 5 episodes.
Did you?
It was a spitting image, man. I'll send a picture afterwards.
Yeah, send it to me.
So we've talked about the market and what people should be doing to get out there. What we haven't really talked about though is what should candidates be doing to help you out, right? You're out there fighting the good fight in the front line for them.
Mm.
What can they do to make your lives easier?
That's a really good question. Be willing to talk to us, because I don't know what it's with some people. It is when you call from a recruitment agency. Not speaking to you. There is that element where they are. You do get put in the sort of low category of sort of you're just a sales guy calling. But with candidates, I think don't apply for like there is obviously with Indeed and obviously job posts that you do, or when you are online searching for jobs, don't just apply for every single job, because it makes it a lot harder. And especially if you want to be going for jobs that are more specific for yourself, then apply for jobs that are specific for you. I understand sometimes people might go, well, I actually need a job, which is totally fair enough, which is it's an understandable thing, but it's kind of like, look at the businesses that you're applying for as well, because most of the jobs that I do see out there are all by recruiters. There's only a selective few that would actually be through an actual business. So yeah, I think try not to get desperate. And I know that sounds quite hard when people go, well, I need to pay my bills. Like I need to pay for things. But like you should know your worth, especially within tech, that you've got the capabilities to get that job. And actually, for me to say, obviously, with sort of other recruitment agencies, there is good recruitment agencies out there. It's not the case of everyone else. There is bad stigma about certain like recruitment agencies, just in general. Yeah. But if do the reviews, look at the reviews of the recruitment agency, go on LinkedIn, look at the job, and for so on and so forth. But there is good recruitment agencies out there. And it's a case of just doing your due diligence, because you just need to, just like anything, if you were, I don't know, I was about to say, if you're going on a date, you'd ask a lot of questions, but if you're going to go and buy a car, I don't know why I just said that, but if you're going to buy a car, you want to know every single detail, how many owners, has it got a full service history? So you're kind of doing a detective for yourself, because obviously you only want the best, but I understand sometimes it's hard. I think in general, the market now, there's a lot more jobs in general, so there shouldn't be a struggle to find a job in the tech space. But yeah, I think maybe do your research for people that want to work with a recruitment agency, because they are the key sometimes to unlocking it.
And same thing we're saying beforehand as well is like start a relationship. Don't be afraid to, if you're working with a recruiter, then don't put them in that box of they're a salesperson. So, I don't want to talk to them too much because they get, that's crazy. You're literally in this together. It's just the two of you out there kicking down doors, trying to get you a job.
Singing the song, just the two of us.
This is it. I will. I will.
You're going to do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll do the thing. Go. You did a Will Smith rap. Ready?
I don't know it.
What, you don't know the best version of just the two of us?
No.
It's not the best version.
We'll save that for our boat journey.
Okay, cool. We'll just have that on repeat. By the end of it, you'll know the rap and I'll know the harmonies.
You're teaching me, and also how to do a rig for fishing as well at the same time.
Sold.
I've got a whopper.
So no, I've got a job ahead of me. I don't know most of that. I don't know how to do a lot of those things.
Love it.
But like go and find the recruiter you want to work with, right? Like me and Tom got a good thing, like good banter going on. That'd be someone that I want to talk to for the next 3-4 weeks while I'm in this job hunt, or 6 weeks, how long it's gonna take, right? But that's someone I want to be able to call up and be like, hey man, any luck? And be like, no, there's nothing out for you right now, but I am thinking of talking to what do you think? Oh, okay, I know someone who works there. But have that relationship. You're in it together, and you've got, it's very hard to give someone all of the tools about yourself. Oh, you want to tell them about this, and this, and then I'll get the job, Tom. That's very hard to say. Like, I don't have a list of the top 6 things that I am employable for. I've probably got the top 11 things that you shouldn't employ me for, but
love it.
So do you think that as you say, since January in this year, with the expectation of it being the usual January, skadushka, everyone, as per usual, is a larger amount of people looking for work. Do you think that's been hurt at all by what I've been hearing about of a resignation pandemic happening? Because I've really heard that kicked around by a lot of people, and I've seen an awful lot of people starting new roles on LinkedIn, like a lot.
Mm.
Like every day when I scroll, I must see 10 or 15 people who started new roles. Does
I
that
think
come from,
sometimes,
because it felt like after 2020, everyone kind of had that new year, new me, but
yeah,
intensely.
yeah, it's hard. I think there's a lot more opportunities now in general. Like there's been times where I've gone, I can't do this anymore, I, and literally like cannot do this anymore. You get to a point where, blimey, is this what? But then you find the thing is with recruitment, it's either up here or it's down here. There's never a consistent way,
Mm,
and there'll be like where you do lose your the spark for it, the love, and you kind of then have to reinvent yourself. But with regards to candidates and people getting new jobs, I think people follow trends
mm,
in general. I think there's a lot more LinkedIn influencers. There's a lot more people that want to coach LinkedIn. There's a lot more people want to coach social media. There's a lot more because people know LinkedIn is a very good platform to generate business and
mm.
to become yourself and this, that, and the other. So people have small successes on LinkedIn and then suddenly they're the gurus,
Yeah.
which there's some good people on LinkedIn and like who are sort of friends of mine and they've done really well and it's a case of but then but suddenly you then get connected with loads of people who are gurus or specialists or this and the other and it's like it's hard because you don't know who's good and who's not. What, because you've got a massive following, does that mean that you're good or is that because do you know what I mean? It's a crazy world, and I
I
think
agree.
social media in general, when it comes to your TikToks, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, everything is going more digital.
Mm,
But I don't know, it's the way of the world. Do you know what I mean? Everything just changes within seconds. It could be one LinkedIn, it could be another platform built tomorrow, and then it's a new craze. It's like Clubhouse. Then there's like Clubhouse. That was the craze. Then that fell off the wagon. Then it's very hard to keep up with the trends. But I think people in general follow the trends or follow with tech. The technology is always going to be around. But I don't know. People maybe just want to have realised obviously about self love and self development, and just thought, do you know what? I'm going to do what I want to do, and actually just have a go at what is right.